What is your go-to way to relax and unwind with a Heineken 0.0 when you're not racing?
So for me personally, I think to unwind is just, really spending time with family and friends, really, take time for them and, of course, have a nice Heineken 0.0.
What is it you like about Heineken 0.0 and how does it fit into your routine, especially since it's alcohol-free? So
the perfect combination is there. You drink a Heineken 0.0, you can still enjoy everything that you want to do and have a good time with friends and family.
If you could choose to share a Heineken 0.0 with any Formula One driver with the past, who would it be and why?
If I could share Heineken 0.0 with any ex-F1 driver or a driver of the past, I would probably just choose my dad. It's my family, of course, someone I know very well, and I'm sure we'll have a good time.
What is it that you like specifically about Heineken 0.0?
The thing that I like about the Heineken 0.0 is that it actually, for me personally, tastes like a normal Heineken. And of course, not having the alcohol in it, you can still have a great time, drive home safely. So for me, definitely, it tastes great, and you can do a lot of stuff around it without having the alcohol influence.
Can you please list out 5 things that you couldn't live without?
The 5 things I couldn't live without, if you exclude probably family, right? I have to go for probably my phone. I think in general, internet connection, so Wi-Fi, a Heineken 0.0, always very handy. Good weather and good food.
Could you live without a sim?
I guess at the end of the day I could, but it will take a bit of time.
If you play a soccer game, it doesn't necessarily mean you're good at football. If you play a golf game, it doesn't necessarily mean you're good at golf. But if you do play on the sim, it does mean you're a good driver, and vice versa. It definitely helps. So could you kind of package that up a little bit for me and explain that?
Yeah, I do think that that's what's making sim racing, very special. Where most of games related to the real thing is very different. Where here, you're basically doing the same thing. You're missing the G-forces, of course, and maybe the actual fear of crashing a car in real life. But you're still testing everything. All your skills, how you brake, how you turn in, strategy, overtaking, defending. Those are basically the basics that you need to control. I think the other bits, physically getting fit, all these kind of things, they can be trained. But it's always very interesting, even for myself, that, in my, let's say, off-season, I'm still training on there, to keep myself sharp and on top of everything.
Post F1 career, what other types of racing would you like to tackle?
I think post my F1 career, I would definitely try to do endurance as well. All the 24-hour races, the big ones, to try and enjoy that as well. But naturally, of course, when I participate, I want to win. So I wouldn't just drive there for fun. I would, of course, also try to win there.
Would you be a world champion F1 driver if you didn't have all of the sim racing knowledge and experience that you've got?
In general, of course, it's very difficult to answer that question. I mean, naturally, I grew up racing in real life, so for sure that helped me a lot in terms of course, what I have achieved in real life. But I do think that what I'm doing on the sim does help me, does keep me sharp, and naturally just makes things a little bit easier for me when I jump back in the real car.
For young people looking to get into racing, can you touch on how sim racing is carving the future for racing, the technology around it, and why you get way more hours than a car, and that's going to help them?
I think, of course, in general, go-karting, that's where I started, where a lot of drivers started. It's getting very, very expensive. So to try and find an alternative route through the sim racing world, I think is something that I'm working on as well. And I do think that it is possible in the future to really see more and more drivers, progress through there. And I think also you're allowed to dream, right? I think it's important to, dream high, have high hopes and work hard for it at the end of the day. I think with also the games getting better and better every single year, getting more professional and realistic, that will only help and aid, of course, the drivers from, let's say, the virtual world trying to get into the real world.
How many hours do you think you log on a sim each month or each year, whatever's easier to calculate?
I think it's better I don't look at the hours what I log on a simulator, because I will probably be a bit shocked myself.